Pointing out that Suella Braverman has been sacked by Rishi Sunak as the Home Secretary. Big breaking news now coming in is that James Cleverly, the Foreign Secretary, will now become the Home Secretary. James Cleverly, a huge confidant, a very serious politician when it comes to the Conservative Party and a major confidant of Rishi Sunak. He will now be the new Home Secretary. James Cleverly, also remember, was here for the G20 summit, saying that ties with India and cooperation on terrorism are an essential part of the diplomatic ties between India and the United Kingdom. And now James Cleverly will move out of the Foreign Secretary office and will become the Home Secretary after Rishi Sunak has sacked Suella Braverman. Suella Braverman, remember, made those controversial remarks against the London police, saying they were lenient towards the pro-Palestinian mob, as she pointed out. I'm joined by my colleague Abhishek Jha, who's getting us this piece of breaking news. Abhishek, along expected lines, many reports were floating that James Cleverly will be the new Home Secretary, and now someone who's very close to Rishi Sunak, someone who is central to Rishi Sunak's entire governance agenda, taking up a key post.
It looked like very much into offing because Suella Braverman's ousting was being rumored for a week at least now, and now when she has been removed from her post, Rishi Sunak of course needed some taller figures, some heavyweight who could handle a lot of domestic issues that included immigration, that included issues like the latest issue which has erupted in the wake of Israel-Palestine war. We have seen thousands and thousands of people marching across London, and this is one of the areas where the two sides, where UK government needed some sort of, leadership that would handle these criticism. We have seen how Suella Braverman's statement was, in a way, incited those violences where, dozens of people were arrested and several police persons also got injured. So Suella Braverman's statement is kind of, being underlined in that sense, and a way that incited some sort of violence that emboldened right-wingers in London. So in that context, Rishi Sunak's decision is being seen as bringing a very heavyweight and senior and trusted figure, James Cleverly, who has been steering his major foreign policy issues in the last few months. He will be now handling a lot of domestic issues. Before a few months, we know that Rishi Sunak is also staring at an upcoming general election. So probably domestic issues will now be the central agenda of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, and Mr. Cleverly, the incoming on this post, is seen in that context.
Absolutely, Abhishek. And the foreign policy messaging of the Rishi Sunak government has been quite on point, be it the Ukraine-Russia war, the Israel-Hamas war, and the other aspects of the entire foreign policy agenda. But when it came to internal politics, be it the issue of immigration, be it the issue of rise of extremism on home ground, Suella Braverman was quite a PR disaster for the Rishi Sunak government, and this change was bound to happen because the elections are going to take place next year, where Rishi Sunak is trying to pitch himself as the new face of the Conservatives.
Well, Suella Braverman's, behavior or statements were close to being defined to what Prime Minister Sunak would agree or not agree. She has kind of her own way of handling media. She has her own way of commenting on issues. Those were sensitive to the government. And her latest, article in Times Magazine regarding this immigration, regarding this Palestinian march and everything, that was very much uncomfortable for the government. And in a way, Rishi Sunak's government has distanced itself from those articles. A lot of it is happening in domestic affairs in UK, and Prime Minister Rishi Sunak could take only that much of Suella Braverman's defiance. Now she has been removed because of her past, opposition also, or differences with the Prime Minister also. And clearly, James Cleverly will be the new face who will be handling a lot of domestic issues. We have been talking about how immigration is becoming a huge issue. Apparently, in a few hours from now, a lot of immigrants are going to hit the shores of UK, and there is going to be a sentiment that will be anti-immigrant. Also, at the same time, there will be some leftists who will be trying to, advocate for their pro-immigrant policies as well. So how kind of balancing act the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak will be able to make, and who will be making major policy decisions, that remains to be seen. With James Cleverly in the picture now, how the UK domestic affairs will take course, and what course it will take in the days to come, that remains to be seen. But for now, a major reshuffle that was very much on the cards for days now. That seems to be taking place with James clearly coming in the center of the domestic affairs, and Suella Braverman, who has been in opposition, in differences with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, she has been removed from the cabinet.
Absolutely. A major move for damage control when it comes to the issues of immigration in the United Kingdom by Rishi Sunak over there, sacking Suella Braverman and putting in place his right-hand man and Foreign Secretary James Cleverly into the office of the Home Secretary. Thank you, Abhishek, for joining us on the broadcast. Now Suella Braverman is out. Now sources say that Rishi Sunak told her, I don't want you in the government anymore. She wasn't even offered another post. And with the elections due to take place next year, immigration is a huge hot button issue, and Rishi Sunak needs to do some damage control around that, which is why he has sacked Suella Braverman.